Yay! Welcome everybody to Brilliantly Sexy with Devina Kaur. And today I have the honor and the pleasure to introduce Natalia. Please say hi if you can see us. We've been having tech glitches, so that's why we're a few minutes late. Can you see us?
Well, thank you for welcoming me. I'm so honored. I'm really, really excited to be here.
Thank you so much. Yay, we're on. There's
Hi, hello.
and I want to present Natalia, a dear friend, an inspiration, a speaker, a mother, a photographer. Natalia, is there something you cannot do?
I courses things sometimes that we never planned or would never have imagined doing. The best is just jump in it.
I love that. And Natalia is a trained in psychology and in occupational therapy. And once she had her children, she decided to move on to different things. And one of them is photography. She's a boudoir photographer and as well as a self-love coach for women. So please, guys, give it up for Natalia. And Natalia is joining us all the way from France. Natalia, please share a little bit of your story, inspire us. You always inspire me, and today we have so many people who are looking up to us. So please share your story and how you got into what you're doing.
Well, thank you, love, so much for this beautiful introduction. Well, like Devina said, I started by studying psychology. I did therapy, but then I had my kids, and when we have a lot of women, their bodies change. And so did mine, and kind of expects us to back and model like that celebrity, like they bounce back to their previous bodies in I don't know, week, and that didn't happen to me, and so I was really.
Natalia, we're losing you a little bit. Can you speak a little bit closer to the mic, please?
Can you hear me like this? Better?
Yeah, is it better, guys? Let us know if you can hear Natalia. And please share this video so more women can join us and learn from Natalia.
Oh, okay. Let me know if ever you can't hear me very well, okay? Yeah. I'll try putting in some earphones. So once I become my mom, my own body changed a lot. And I had a lot of difficulty accepting new body because, stretch marks, I gained weight. I think also throughout my first pregnancy, I had a lot of breakouts because I guess hormones and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I didn't bounce back like society expected us. And I was feeling miserable. I was hating myself. I was bullying myself. And at some point I crashed. I hit rock bottom. And I'm like, okay, I can't go on. This is not working. What can I do about it? And there's a lot of other women who feel the same way, who are going through this, who are not happy with themselves. And the thing is that when we're not happy, we also show up as the worst versions of ourselves. My husband, I was flashing on my kids. It's not their fault. We're suffering. We bring that forth as well. Right? And so that's where boudoir photography came in. I loved photography. I was doing photography for a couple of years already, and family photos. And so I decided to try boudoir photography. And it was
specifically boudoir photography because of your own experience with body struggle, body shame.
Because I wanted to bring a healing to women, to myself and to women. So it was a journey of self-discovery. How other women learn to embrace their bodies when they're not perfect, model-esque type of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, well, there's other suffering and they would need this. So that's how I kind of jumped into boudoir. Such a healing journey, because I think as women, what happens in modern days, a long time ago, we be able to see each other's bodies. So we had a much more way, like day type of we go river situation, right? But now we visually get exposed to other women's bodies. We are in this little bubble. So the only thing we see in this bubble is what the media feeds us. Mm-hmm. And it's a very high that leaves a lot of most of us feeling like we're not enough.
Yeah.
beautiful enough. We're not young enough. Enough. Yeah.
We keep losing your voice for some reason. So
Let me get your phone.
yeah, I think it might be the internet connection, guys. And you know what? I think a lot of us are using the internet too, right? So.
And I'm in the countryside, so my connection.
Oh, is that where you live? Which part of France are you in?
I'm in south of France, in Toulouse, but I'm a bit outside of in the countryside, really the countryside. So I might hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, let me see if this is better. Hold on. I can connect. Can you guys hear me well now? Hold on.
And in the meantime, I'm going to read the comments. And Harry says, I'm a photographer of pristine. It's superb. And Julie says, great to have you here. Thank you. I am in France too, says Harry.
Oh no, guys, I think I lost you.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but is it working better? You're not sure.
No.
Okay, hold on.
It's okay. Well, you know what? We understand tech glitches. Take your time. I'm reading comments. If you have to log in and log out.
I think I might have to. Hold
on. Okay, let's try that. Sorry, guys.
This okay.
Tech glitches. And, you know, what I'm realizing is the more I do these shows, sometimes it's better to have them recorded. So we may have to change the system, but if you want us to do this, say hi to us.
Okay, does it work? Or does it really, it's not bad?
Yeah. We can't see you, but we can hear you a little bit.
You know what? I'm going to log off and I'm going to...
Okay.
All right, sorry, guys. Sorry for that.
Good night, Babu. Thank you for joining in. Harry says he's in central Paris. And Bharat says hello. Sonia says, Namaste, ma'am. I'm a great follower of yours and I like the message you have. Thank you so much. Veena from India says, thank you, ma'am, for all the work you're doing. I love following you. Ajmal, hello. My goodness, thank you so much, guys. Let's see. Say hi so I can give you guys... Thanks for Harry. Thanks for organizing a wonderful show, Devina. Thank you, Harry. Bharat says, I'm from India. Thank you, Bharat. I appreciate you joining in. Yeah, Sonali on YouTube says, hello. This is great to hear from Natalia. I follow Natalia. Thank you. Guys, you guys are awesome. I can read all your messages. And Mark, love the glasses. They really suit you. I'm always a little shy in my glasses. But thank you so much, Mark. I love you, Mark. Vishnu, are you here? Stephanie. Oh my goodness, I see all of you and I'm so grateful you're here. Natalia's going to be back. We're having some tech difficulties. But countryside. And so many of us are working from home, guys. It's hard, working from home. But this is part of the joy of the current situation that we're going through. It's pretty difficult, but it's still, we have to do what we have to do, right? So stay here. And I'm just, Murugan, are you here? Say hello. Oh, Abid is from Pakistan. Salam, Abid aapko. Thank you so much. And a lot of Natalia's communities here. Thank you. Hello. Yeah. It happens, guys. And oh, by the way, and this is a good time to tell you a little bit about my book. Guys, check out this book, Too Fat, Too Loud, Too Ambitious. If you are into reading, and even if you're not into reading, check out the book. It's a book on self-love. On It's a workbook. It's also X-rated. Can you see that? Can you see? Shh, don't tell my parents, okay? But it's a little bit about like work through this and
Okay, I'm back.
yes.
Does it work?
It works.
I'm like equipped. I put myself on the computer. I hope this works this time.
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yes, Harry, the book is available on Amazon, and we're giving away signed copies. So Natalia's back. Natalia,
Yes.
tell us about. Let's restart this conversation. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into photography.
Yeah, so photography. Like you mentioned before, I studied occupational therapy, I studied psychology, and then I had my kids. And when you have your kids, your body changes. And so, society kind of expects us to bounce back and like be like the celebrity or this model. And that's really not what happened to me. And so I had stretch marks, I gained weight. I gained like with my first pregnancy, I gained about 20 kilos. With the second one, I gained like 10 kilos. So, you kind of like your whole body just changes in general, right? And then like you keep looking at yourself and you feel like you're not enough and you should be something else and you're not. And that left me feeling really, really, really down. I was hating myself, I was bullying myself, I was crying every time. I was showing up like the worst possible version of me. There was tension between my husband because I was suffering, right? And like when we suffer, we bring that to the rest of our family and to the rest of our surroundings.
So true.
And so once I hit like rock bottom, I was like, no, I can't go on like this. Like what can be done about this? And this is where I kind of tapped into boudoir photography. And at first it was a little bit as a journey of healing for myself, to discover, well, okay, how do other women, how do they relate to their bodies? How do they express their sexuality when we don't live in like those perfect model-esque bodies? And so that's where boudoir photography went for me. But also I realized that there's a lot of women going through this who need that as well in their journey. Can you hear me well, by the way? Or
yes.
Yeah?
Guys,
Okay.
can you hear Natalia? Let us know in the comments, please. We're doing a live show specifically for you. And you know what? Tech glitches are very, very stressful because they're just like, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if people can hear you. So guys, we need your support. Please let us know if you can hear me and Natalia.
It's okay. I just trust the universe. Whatever has to come, it will come. It's fine. Everything is in perfect alignment.
That's what I love about you. You're just so like in love with life, Natalia. How do you do it?
Oh my God, I think it's a lot of practice. It's you make a decision. It's a decision you make. You be like, listen, you know what? Whatever comes my way, I trust that I'm supported, that I'm always guided, and that I have the resilience to face whatever may come my way. And everything is always for the higher good. And once you bring yourself back to that thought all the time, at some point it just becomes kind of natural. So it's work.
Yeah, and it's connection to yourself, right? Like
Absolutely.
Like having that awareness to say, you know what? This my job is not working. My body's changed after I've had children. What can I do better? It's
about
questions, right? Like when you ask the questions from yourself, that's when you get the answers.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes what we forget is that each and every one of us, we all have a power to create something around us. And actually, we are always creating. Everyone, we're all creators. It's just, do you consciously create or you just create by reaction? Do you just create by default? And what is it that you're creating around you? And then we can make it a choice, a conscious choice, and choose to always create something good around us, or we just go on reacting to life in general, So this is a bit where I got into boudoir photography. I wanted to create a container where women could express their bodies, they could express their sexuality, they could explore who they are, they could allow their femininity flow. And one very healing point for me was being exposed to naked bodies of women, because in our society, we don't really get exposed to that very often. So what we do is we're only fed images, which are usually they're very highly processed, and they're aimed in like on a commercial setting where they want us to buy something, buy some kind of product. So therefore you need to make this a need. So how do you do that? Well, you create imagery where most women will not feel represented. So then they feel like they're not enough. And therefore you can sell things to them, right? And so because we don't see other women in a non-sexual context naked, we don't see what real women's body look like. The only thing that we have to compare ourselves to is this highly processed images presented by the media. And so for me, seeing other women naked, that was so healing, because I was like, wow, like all women have stretch marks. It's normal. All women have cellulite as well. How crazy is that, you know? Like we don't need to do anything about it because we all have that. Like it's a normal thing, you know? And so just seeing just bodies, like just regular normal bodies, that was a huge thing for me. And I think that helped me transform the relationship I have with my body. And that's what I also want to do with my photography, is to bring a much more realistic and honest depiction of what a woman's body is. So unless somebody like specifically asked me to retouch a certain body part, then I respect every woman's journey and where she is, and maybe she's still not comfortable, and that's totally okay. But otherwise I don't edit my images because I want people to see real women's bodies. And so I photograph women of all body shapes, of all ages, of all sizes, you know, because I think we need to bring more of that.
Yeah. And I have to say this, Natalia, we met about maybe 5 years ago or something, and online, and then we actually met in person, and we did a live video also. And you know what? I regret not doing a photo shoot with you.
You were not ready. And I understand. I understand.
Yeah. You know what? The other thing is that I actually did do a boudoir photography shoot for myself, and I've never shared the images with anybody. And I'm like, you know what? Do I share them? Do I not share them? So it's a little bit like my team's like, you should share those images. And I'm like, no, my parents will kill me.
But you know, actually, I would say the majority of my clients don't necessarily share the images. Some of them do, but I think it depends also where you are and who you're doing that for. And some of the women, I understand it's very, very intimate portraiture, so a lot of them do it for themselves, and they don't necessarily want the world to see, because there is still so much shame and taboo around a sexual woman and a woman's sexuality and a woman's body. So I understand it's a path and it's a journey. So I would say just go with whatever feels right to you.
So I have a question. How do we as women share those mixed messages about, you know, our sexuality, our bodies, our what we are expected to do? So what do you say to that?
In what sense do you mean? Like, how do we share those mixed messages?
How do we change these messages? You were obviously, like, your photography is a way to heal, right? Like, you're healing yourself, you're helping. And I know, you know, like, you're such a great healer that you have this wisdom that because you're so connected. So what, if somebody is in that position where they're not feeling comfortable with their sexuality or their body, or even if they're single or whatever it is, how do we start changing that to a more empowered and more self-love position?
I think every healing that you want to bring on a global level, it starts with every individual. So the first step of everybody is to start healing yourself and ask yourself, well, what is my relationship today with my sexuality? What are the things, because we're all storytellers, right? So what are the stories that I tell myself about my sexuality? Am I in a position where my sexuality belongs to somebody else? Is it for the pleasure of my partner? Am I there to satisfy somebody else? Or am I able to claim my sexuality? Am I able to ask for my pleasure? Do I believe that I have the right to ask for pleasure? Because this is a huge block for a lot of women, to ask for the sexuality. And even if within photography, what I see a lot is women come in and they say, oh, well, you know, this is just a gift for my husband, or this is a gift for my partner, or for my boyfriend. And so culturally, it makes you think, like, how is it that women feel more comfortable that their sexuality belongs for their partner than to say that, no, you know what, I'm doing this for me. And in reality, once you start talking to them, at the end of the day, it's because they wanted to see for themselves. They wanted to experience their sexuality. They wanted to bring forth that aspect of themselves and to allow it. But it felt more safe to say, I'm doing that for somebody else than claiming that, no, you know what, I'm doing that for myself.
Yeah,
And
because we are shamed. We are so ashamed
yes.
of, like, I know I run Sexy Brilliant, right? Like, come on. I'm constantly ashamed, and and we women are shamed for our sexuality. We women and sexuality is become so taboo. What we forget is that love making is also another way of reaching nirvana. It's also about a spiritual
It
experience.
is sacred. It is sacred energy. It is the life energy that goes through us. Like, you need that to create life. Like, this is just how life vibrates. It's our
Yeah,
sexuality. It's beautiful.
yeah. And thank you so much. That was beautifully said. So tell me a little bit about how, like, you've got like so many followers on Instagram, and I just want to make it clear that we do not. I am not here to promote followers and likes and shares and all of that. I find that very overrated. But I know a lot of people who are here. They want to know about your rapid Instagram growth. So share a little bit of your wisdom on that, please.
Oh my. Well, you know what? I'll be totally transparent, totally honest. I think when I started growing my Instagram a few years ago, I really did not have yet what I would say the most optimal mindset for me. So when I first started, it was like, oh my God, like I want to get lots of likes and lots of followers because that's the cool thing to have, you know? And guys, this is not the right strategy. I'm telling you.
Listen
Because
to Natalia.
yes, because I would go and try to connect to whoever would be possibly a good follower. So I connected with like a bunch of people who are there, and they're not my ideal clients. So when you grow your Instagram or whatever other social media platform you have to first have like a clear mind on who are you here to serve? Like, who is this for? And my perspective when I was just starting was like, well, I want to serve myself and my ego and get as many followers as possible so then I could have this checkbox, you know, like, look, she has lots of followers.
Yeah.
And this is really, this is doing disservice to everybody. So I think the most important thing is like, first have clarity, like, who are you here to serve? Who is your ideal customer? Who do you want to bring value for? And after that, create a community around that. Like, really go and connect to people, but connect to people from a place of authenticity, because I think what we globally are craving so much is authentic connection. Like, we're over this whole ego trip and like showing like, oh, look at my followers, and like, people crave honest connection. They want to be seen, they want to be recognized, they want to be valued. So bring that forth. If you're going to connect, like, I'm here to serve women, I'm here to empower women, I'm here to work with women who want to discover their sexuality, women who are ready to just come unapologetically as themselves, to show up in the world with their bodies regardless of size and shape. So go find those women, connect with those women, bring value to those women. um, so yeah, I think this would be the most like, in this day and age, that would be the most important thing you can do for your social media to grow it.
And I have a question. How do you differentiate between the love? Because you use the word love space and ego space. How can somebody tell the difference between love and ego? Let's say on social media, or between like even the work they're doing, or in any aspects of their life.
Well, first of all, I think we're all energetic beings. And I think whether you want to admit it or not, we all feel it. Like, you feel when somebody shows up authentically and not. Um, and it also, for the other, like, for example, like, if you are looking to connect with somebody and you're not sure where they're coming from, well, just look to their like, what are they valuing? Like, what kind of value do they give? Do they just like dismiss you the second they got your follow and then never answer, or they actually continue building a relationship with you because they want to bring value, you know? So trust your gut, and also look at what the person brings to the table.
I love that. Thank you. Wow. So, on an average, are you coming back to Instagram? How do you? Because I see you have this beautiful. Well, she's an artist, right? Like, and we are all artists, like Natalia said, and I have to say that I agree to that. How do you, when you are on Instagram, is there a specific time that you post? Is there? Because because I know that you oscillate between, not oscillate, like you have a pattern that you follow. You do a picture, then you do a video, then you do a
Oh my God, I'm in such a strange transition place, I would say, on my Instagram because I moved to France not long ago. So I had a big audience in Canada, US, and now I'm in France and I want to connect with the French people as well, because now I'm here. And if I want to do photography, yes, there might be people who eventually, when the coronavirus is off, will fly in. And I had some people from around Europe coming in for photo sessions, but it's much more local based, right? So now I have to kind of switch a little bit my audience for that. So I think one thing that also helps me a lot and like creating a beautiful community again is I started doing lives also on my Instagram,
yeah.
and that will depend as well, like where the person is coming from, whether they're in France or whether they're more in US or United States. But I think that's also a very, like, if you're looking to really grow your community and bring value to other like people who have similar audiences, not necessarily doing the same thing as you, this is a great way to connect because this is authentic. You really are bringing forth people who you believe create positive impact around you, and at the same time this gives you a chance to stand in front of their audience and to get discovered by their audiences as well, right? So I think this is a very beautiful technique if this is what you want to create, like a community and bring value to everybody. So yes, that's kind of, I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, well, you know what, it does, but also like this is the time for collaboration, right? Like there is
Yes.
no competition. And you and I've had this discussion off camera where we've said we all have access to universal abundance at all times. So what's yours is always yours, and what's mine is always mine. And
Yes.
you know,
And
so
I think another thing that is really important to remember is, like, even if you and we would be doing the exact same thing, our superpowers is that we are so unique as a person, as a human. And so the way you would present it would resonate with another type of people than when I would present it, even if we would be saying the exact same thing. And like, this is what we forget. We're like, sometimes we are very fast to enter like this competition mode and be like, oh, like we're both doing the same thing, so we shouldn't collaborate. But
yeah.
that's like simply not true. We are all so different, and there is enough people in the whole world for everybody. So just show up as yourself, be yourself, and the right people will be attracted to you.
Yeah. And you know where, if I can say this, the show up for yourself, it comes from how well do we know ourselves? How well do we know our gifts? How well do we know our darkness, right? Like,
Oh my God, yes.
yeah. And then, of course, we talk about at Sexy Brilliant, we talk about radical self-acceptance. And like you are talking about that as well. And Natalia, like in your journey as well, obviously you've had an evolution. You've done this for some time. What's changed for you since when you started, which tell us how, when you started and today, so many years later, what's the difference?
I'm like not even the same person, I would say. Like, I remember the first time ever I did a boudoir photo session. I think I was more nervous than the girl I was photographing. My hands were literally shaking. I was sweating. I had I think my son was like maybe 6 months old at home. He was like in a baby strap on. I was like, okay, there is my baby here. I have a half naked woman in front of me. What the F did I get myself into? What am I doing here? Like, what is this? And I was so nervous. And then, like, I had all this sexual shame that I haven't even realized that I was carrying, that just like, whew, like sprouted up. And like, oh my God, like, you should not be doing this. Like, this is inappropriate. Why would you photograph like naked women? Like, this is so shameful. And I was like, whoa, whose voice is that? And that was my cultural, like, subliminal programming that I haven't even realized how much of it I was carrying, because I thought I worked on myself, but clearly it was not deep enough, because every time we work, like, there's a deeper level and deeper level. So now I feel like I've worked so much on my own sexuality, and I've uncovered a lot of things and unraveled a lot of things. So on that level, I think there was a huge progress, like even in terms of how I show up in my relationship with myself, how I show up in my relationship with my husband, how able I am to claim my pleasure, to articulate my needs. I think there's a huge shift. And also in terms of my work, because when I started boudoir photography, I realized that once you create a safe container for women to, like, where they can feel not judged, where they can express their vulnerability, where they can talk about their bodies, there is always subjects that come up that are very similar. They're all based around shame. They're always based about feelings of not being enough, of not feeling secure enough. And sometimes it's women, you would see them and you'd be like, wow, like she could walk from like a magazine. How is she not loving herself? But I think we all collectively compare ourselves to some kind of ideal, and it's the bigger the difference between this ideal you have in your head and how you think you look, the more you're going to feel insecure. And so now what I realized, like, this container that I created with photography, it's just not deep enough. Like, women crave so much more. They need so much more, like a bigger container to hold all this space for them, So that's why I created the Facebook community I have. It's a free community for all women, and we talk about sexual empowerment. Now we're going to have a sexy chair dance class soon with a teacher to really get your sexy on, and we're gonna have a moon circle. So we have like a lot of really cool things going on. So if somebody wants to join, just I'll send you the link. And I'm gonna launch my coaching program soon to really help women to redefine their relationship with themselves, so that it's based on unconditional self-love, to reclaim their sexuality and just their whole being, to really show up how they want to be in the world, not how society tells them to be.
Like,
So yeah, that's how I evolved.
Yeah, like living unapologetically, right?
Absolutely.
And I want to join the Facebook community and the Instagram community with sexy, brilliant Natalia.
Yes.
So, guys, make sure that you and this is only for women. Women, please make sure that you're connecting to Natalia on the Facebook group, as well as I have a Facebook group as well. So please check that out. Natalia,
a pretty cool one, by the way. Yeah. So in case they haven't joined.
You know what? It's like you said, there's enough abundance for all of us. And when we share our gifts with the world, we not only empower ourselves, but we empower each other as well, right?
Absolutely.
Natalia, in closing, is there something that I missed about your story that I haven't shared? Please go in.
No, I think you pretty much covered it all. Like, it's just all about women reclaiming their power. I think the more of us awaken to all the magic that we are, to all the power of the feminine that we carry, the more we're gonna transform this world. And I think we have to awaken, because when we awaken to that, we give permission to other women to also reclaim that power back. So all of us, we have to do it together.
Yeah. And you know what? And also, when we awaken, we also take our partners, our male partners, our partners. And when we honor the sacred masculine and the divine feminine in us, we honor both parts of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? No part of ourselves is our own enemy, including and I'm going to say the ambitious side, because I have that. Like, I'm, and it's so important that we honor everything that shows up. So thank you so much, Natalia, for being on our show, Brilliantly Sexy with Devina Kaur. And before we go, I want to pull these cards, because these are messages for whoever's joining in, whoever's listening in.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, Natalia, choose a card.
Okay, let's do it.
What number?
I don't know. Let's go for 13. Let's go for 13.
Okay, by the way, that's an interesting number. The number 13 is the number of the sacred feminine.
I know, that's why I picked it. Since our conversation is all around this.
Yeah, and I'm counting, right?
Reclaiming that number as well, because there was so much evilized taboo going around that number.
So number 13 is actually a lucky number. So here we go. Here's the card. It says,
keep focus.
Keep the focus on feeling.
Oh, I love that. Reconnect to the heart and keep feeling, girls. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. And it
absolutely.
Is, you pulled the card, Natalia. Thank you so much for this gift. I'm going to read it. It says, keep the focus on feeling and being connected to the inner child. Joy lies within us, the place where love, laughter, and sexy brilliance resides. Let the universe fill in the details and usher you towards your happiness.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Is this your org? Oh, that's yours. Oh, this is so yummy. I think everybody should get it. I love it.
Yeah, take a snapshot, guys. Share this. This is the moment.
This is gorgeous. I love, 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 and I love the design.
Yeah, it's it's Sexy Brilliant Empowerment cards. They're available on sexybrilliant.org. And as you guys know, we are a registered nonprofit foundation to remove toxic shame. And they're really, Natalia, there's so much toxic shame around our bodies, our sexuality. I'm so glad you pulled the number, the divine feminine. And I'm actually writing a blog about that. So, you know,
Awesome.
yeah, on that note, we're gonna end the live conversation. And I thank you so much, guys. If you haven't checked out Natalia's work, it's her. Natalia, tell us your username on Instagram, please.
On Instagram, it's Unleash the Goddess. If you see my name here, it says Natalia Unleash the Goddess. So if you go check on Instagram, you'll find me.
Yeah,
And if you want to join the Facebook community, it's Unapologetically Me group. Just Google it. You'll Google Facebook, search it. You'll find it.
yeah, and I'm gonna drop links on all conversations as well.
Thank
And guys, please make sure that you are following Natalia, supporting her work, sharing this video with your wives, with your girlfriends, with your sisters, your mothers, because that is how we are helping building a community, helping each other grow energetically, and also finding our divine connection for for higher reasons, right? Natalia,
you.
thank you so much, guys. Don't forget.
Devina, I just wanted to say thank you. You're a force for the good in the world. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Natalia. And guys, we are really, really happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Be sure to check out the book, Too Fat, Too Loud, Too Ambitious. All purchases go to support our nonprofit foundation. And we are so honored to serve you. It's we're in this together, guys. And my mission, Natalia's mission, and so many other healers in this world, we're here to find our higher purpose. And then when our vibration goes up, we are also taking you guys with us. So please make sure you share this video. Thank you so much. Natalia, stay on the screen.